Hey, everybody, coming to you live from the ranch in Caldwell, Kansas, and Stillwater, Oklahoma. We're going to share just a little bit today about holiday sales. Ashley called me yesterday or text, whatever. She reached out and said, last November, my sales were $8,000. And this November, my sales were $12,000. And I thought, I have some questions. And I thought, well, what better way for us to just come on and I'm just going to ask her a few questions about how she's built this phenomenal business to have $6,000 profit a month and work part-time so that we can all learn from her. So congratulations on an awesome, awesome, awesome November, Ashley. Okay, so 8,000 last year, 12,000 this year. What do you think the difference was for $4,000 more in sales?
Well, I actually would say this is also the November that I worked the least as far as the preparation because the systems are already in place. And as I was listening to a training the other day with Jan Thetford, she talked about how we make money when we learn two skills, how to initiate and how to close. How to initiate, how to close. So here's an example. A lot of times we get really good at initiating and then we don't follow up, follow through, finish it out. And so my initiation for my open house starts in August. And I start putting little diva bucks in everybody's bag. And then I reach out to everybody who came to my open house last year and I say, I'm only doing it in this window of time. You get first dibs on your slot last year. Do you want it? And 90% of them are like, yes, just put me down. So automatically, I already have a full day. And so anyone else who's going to book, we either fit, I do it on a Thursday and I've started adding some Wednesday times and some Friday times. You guys, 3 full days with people is probably way too much for me. So I do my virtual times on Friday and I do handful of local people on Wednesday, but then the week before I allow people to do a preview so that I'm not totally maxed out emotionally. But it's in the preparation. And then they actually answer a few questions before they come. Who are you shopping for? I also changed my format and we can get this, my little page that they get when they get here. It says, it's very simple. It says, who are you shopping for? What do you need for you? Would you like to donate to adopt a grandparent in our local community? And I give them two options. They can adopt a grandparent or they can adopt a woman at Wings of Hope. And whatever there's two sets for each. There's a skincare set for Wings of Hope and there's a body care set. There's Mint Bliss and then there's Satin Lips for the grandparents. So they get to select one of the items or all of them, and then I double it. So whatever they donate, I donate a second one. And we actually are going to a Christmas party and an adult daycare on December 22nd, my girls and we get to hand out the gifts. So I'm very excited about that. So initiating is getting all the details into their hands, and then closing happens in the follow-up and then also at that appointment. So they've given me a list of who they're shopping for and their budgets. And then I pre-wrap some gifts, but I don't want to unwrap gifts at the end of my open house, you guys. I don't want to spend time putting things back on my shelf. So I only wrap what I think my customers are going to need based on what they told me. So then when they come, I can say, okay, for your daughters, I have these. This is the one idea because a confused mind does nothing, right? So let's make a decision on your daughters. Do you like this or do you want to look around? Nope, like that. Let's do it. Okay, for your husband, I have this. For your coworkers, I have this in the budget that she gave me. Now, I had two people that got sick and couldn't come, and I've already made a mental list and actually on paper what based on the list they gave me. And I sent pictures and I said, here is what I had in mind for you because they're all set up around my house. This for so and so, this for your Bible study group, this for this. And both of them within 5 minutes had placed over $200 orders. Those products, I pulled them off my shelf. I delivered later that day. I sent a Venmo request. It's the easiest, quickest, boom, 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 boom. And then I had one other thought. Oh, at every event that we did, I had them text me from August on, text me who you're shopping for and what your budget is. And then within the next 3 days, I would follow up with pictures. And I have one friend who wanted to spend $20 on her sisters. And I sent her the the box that we had them 2 years in a row. They were $48 with the mask and all the great things in them. And that was for someone else on her list. And she goes, those are super cute. Everyone on my list is getting one of those. So I brought the boxes over, wrapped, set them on her porch. She goes, that was the easiest shopping I've ever done. But notice, you guys, she spent double what she was planning to spend on the women in her life because of the ease.
Okay, so you start asking that question in August.
In August. And not everybody knows who they're buying for, but I do either, if you're doing a ticket game, or if you're doing something where they're getting a prize for it, it just gets them thinking about it. And then, they may not shop with you the first year, but the more you market that, they are going to start thinking about you. And my customers who buy their gifts from me one year usually buy them the next year, and then the next year, and it grows. It gets bigger and bigger.
So that's how it gets bigger. And I think you're right. Like I'm looking around at all the gifts I have set here to deliver, and it's the same people that bought last year. Yeah. And having the basket. So what do you think the difference was going from 8,000 to 12,000? Was there anything you did differently?
Well, there was one time I had this really wise instructor. Her name is Shauna. That I had a goal to see 100 faces in a month. And it took me a couple months to get to that place. And I was drowning. And you said to me, I think that you probably could see 30 faces with very specific booking and follow-up and have bigger results than you're seeing with 100, because it's that whole concept of throwing mud on the wall and seeing what sticks. I think this year I slowed my roll just a little bit. I spent more time one-on-one with the top 20% customer bracket. I looked at my top 20 customers, and I made sure that they got an invite. I made sure that they knew what I was doing, because those people already love you and they already love the product. And so instead of marketing to the masses, I kind of honed in. And on this basket, every delivery I make from August on, I've got gift wrap. I put their order in here. And if I'm going to see her, I just say, hey, don't forget, I've got these gifts, $10 on up. Send me a list of who you need to shop for, and I'll send you some ideas. Not everybody follows through, but I actually carry this all the way through February, kind of with me everywhere I go. My friends get like used to seeing it.
So it's a teaser, kind of a teaser
Yes.
too. And then I guess my next question, and I know your unit knows this and my unit probably knows this, but this will go beyond that. So basically, at your open house, they don't just come whenever they want. You give them a specific time so that you can serve them well.
I do. And they can schedule every 20 minutes. I use a program called Acuity Scheduling, and I cannot train anyone on that because I cannot remember how I set it up. I just did a YouTube video. I figured it out. I've used the same program. It's just a link that they go to, and it goes straight to my calendar. It's pretty cool because not only does it do that, but they fill out some pre-profile questions, and that's where they list who they're buying for. So when I pull up their appointment on my calendar, their name, phone number, email is there, and all the people they want to buy for.
Wow.
So, and then it goes onto their calendar as well. So it's right there, but it's called Acuity Scheduling. It's free. They each get their own time slot. This year I had a customer who showed up and she seemed really frazzled. And so I texted her later and I said, is everything okay? And she goes, I just have never had to share you at your Christmas open house. And I said, I looked back at my calendar the last 3 years. I'm like, well, you were here with 3 people last year and you were here with 2 people the year before. But I think probably because it's so personalized, you thought you were the only person. And she goes, oh, well, that's fair. So there were, I had people come at 8 and stay until noon. I could not get them to leave. They were playing in products and they didn't need me. And they were visiting with other people. They were having a ball.
Yeah. So when you started this, it didn't start off at 8,000, did it?
Oh, no. And you had warned me. You told me that your first open house in 1984 was very, very little. You spent more on cookies and decorations, and then you ate all the cookies yourself because maybe one person came. And then a few years later, you had $1,000 in sales, which in probably 86 was more like my $10,000 month.
Actually, it was 3,000.
Okay. Okay.
In 86, in one day.
in one day. In one day. And then Cindy Kerr gave me this really cool idea. And I thought, I'm doing that at my Christmas open house. You guys, they do get a little discount when they come, but they have to actually book and come to that appointment to get the discount. It's 10% off. And then I have pre-printed gift cards for January. It has about 6 dates on the gift card. They also get 10% to spend at a makeover in January. Here's why I did that. I want to come back from Christmas with an entirely full date book with 28 appointments on my books. January is it's my biggest month of appointments. It may not be my highest face count, but I have the most number of appointments. So if she spends $200, she gets $20 off that day. And then she gets $20 to spend in January. And at that appointment, I do the exact same thing at every single appointment. It's a new year, new you makeover. I usually talk about the moisture renewing gel mask, and then some other things too. So they purchase more and they're spending Christmas money. So it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Okay, so do you have an idea for somebody who's watching this video going, I love that idea, but I already had my open house and I didn't do the coupon thing. How am I going to get my date books full in January now?
Yeah, I probably would run as a special for any purchases from now until December 20th, however long you want to work. You know, if you are traveling beyond that, you could do it through the 31st, but they get, I call them Diva Bucks. And I always tell them it's like Monopoly money. You can't spend it anywhere else but with me. And they get Diva Bucks to spend in January. My friend Allison does a special where for every $40 they spend, they get $10. Now, that's a lot. That's a lot. But January is one of her biggest months too. So you could do something like they get maybe $1 for every 10. And so if she spends $200 with you, again, that's your 10%. And you're going to keep track of it. You're going to let her know. But I would probably say these are the 3 dates or the 4 dates in January that I'm holding those appointments. So pick yours now to reserve your spot.
Okay, that's good.
And here's how you keep track. I used to keep track on paper, but if you use the My Customers app, you can actually go in and create a report from a date to another date, and you can have it in an Excel file, email it to yourself, and you can see what everybody spent during that time. And then you can figure out what their bucks are very easily in like 3 steps.
That's the best idea of this whole call. Okay. So My Customer app reports.
Yep.
Okay. That's good. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I do use the 50% off promo that Monica put together for us. So when your customers spend $50, they get an item on this particular sheet. Each month it changes for 50% off. Yeah. Now, you guys, those items are what I would call fringe products. They're products that maybe your customers might not be introduced to just because they haven't come to enough appointments with you, or, you know, it's body care. It's things that they're going to fall in love with and use and want to reorder. And so a secret with that program is making sure that you follow up on every single item, the half price items that they got, to make sure they're loving it, because they will reorder. Okay. And then this does not have anything to do with what we're talking about, but I did want to point out behind me, I told Mom, my husband's in my studio, so I'm working in my room today. And this wall, let's see, where am I at? These pendants, this wall and the shelf are all, it's Star Price money. So this has been kind of a vision I've had, and I use my star points for that. So, and I got a lot of star points after all those sales. Can't wait to spend that money too.
I know I was trying to figure out what my 13% commission was, and I thought maybe I should get you a little extra present for Christmas.
That's sweet. Well, you know, the extra present is the $6,000 profit on top of a normal month. That's crazy money. It's so much fun. It's really worth setting up and knowing that year after year, if you do the same thing over and over, those sales are going to increase.
Are going to build. You know, the one thing I would add to that, because, you know, when I did live in Pratt all those years ago, I had those kind of sales. But where I live now, and because of how long I've been with Mary Kay, my customers are everywhere but Caldwell. You know, there's probably 20 in Caldwell out of, you know, 175. So for me, it's taking that basket everywhere I go, and but also really specific. So since about September, I've been doing what I'm now calling hydration happy hours. And so they gather with their friends, they do satin hands, satin lips, they pick a spa treatment. It could be, and I don't do microderm because it's 2 rinses. I do charcoal mask, renewing gel mask, or pink clay mask. And while that sets, I show my basket. Then we rinse it off. They put on their moisturizer and eye cream, and we're done. So that's how I've sold a lot of holiday items. The other way is specifically with some small business owners or executives or people who work a lot that I know don't get to go shopping the way that you and I do. And so to take my basket to their house and say, here's what I've got, and take orders from that. And so I'm delivering about $1,000 worth of gifts today
That's fun.
from that. So I just think that you've got to figure out what works for you. I mean, I wish I lived in a town where all my customers were. I would have so much fun with that. But if you don't, there's other ways to work. So,
Well, and I will point out that my virtual appointments I did on Friday were in Texas, Oklahoma City, Florida, Arizona, um,
that's
and
good.
so I have to be careful with that because it has to be at this point, it was November 18th, but the Mint Bliss fuzzy socks were already sold out, you guys. So I'm not showing her that because I have them on hand, but I don't want to mail those to her. It has to be something I can send CDS. And so that's why you have to pre-think about each person you're going to see. And when she comes, she feels like you have tailored this just for her.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So virtual appointments with your out of town people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really
And
good.
then, I want to switch gears for just a minute because today Mary Kay has a promo for the next couple of days. And, we have a really great ability to market these 60% off items. So would you tell us kind of how you take advantage of these 60% off sales and why it's a big deal for your retail and your Star Credit and all of those things?
Well, it's always a big deal for retail and Star Credit because you get the retail credit. So between now and Friday, micellar water, Hello Clean, and the whipped shea cream are 60% off. So looking at my sales, I mean, there's a couple ways you can do this, you guys. Someone posted an idea. They're calling it a winter survival kit. They're bundling those products and they're giving away the extra 10% to their clients. And you could do that, make a great little holiday box, wouldn't it? Winter survival kit, you knock off a little off the top and you'd still make 50%. For me, these are products that I sell all year long. Although I have done about 20 of the whipped shea creams just because they had a peppermint sticker on top, which is crazy to me. But anyway, for Christmas. So anyway, I'm going to stock up on these items and I'm not going to discount them right now. Because I'm going to need them for Mother's Day and Valentine's Day and graduation gifts and ongoing through the year. So it's going to increase my profit. So you get to choose how you want to do that. Do you want to give that discount away? Look at who uses Hello Clean. But for that price with the lotion, I think we're paying $6 for the lotion. You guys, you could give
Put
those
it in your bathroom counter.
well, I did get some for
or
that,
back
but I'm
stock.
thinking, for your top 10 customers, what if you put that Hello Clean lotion in a little gift bag and took it to them and said, I so appreciate you. And I just want to say Merry Christmas. What if you looked at who's your hair girl? Who's your nail girl? What about teachers' gifts, you guys? If you need teachers' gifts, $6.40 a piece. I mean, the mini oil-free eye makeup removers $4. So for a couple dollars more, you get the credit and you get a full-size product.
Yeah, great for gift with purchases. And same, micellar water, I ordered 10 this morning and then I realized I didn't know we had a limit. I think we always have a limit. But
13.
our limit was 13. I'm like, why didn't I just order 13? I'm going to sell every single one of them.
Yeah.
And the last time they did this on skincare, I was being a little chintzy because Time Warner's repair was included. So I ordered like 5 sets. You guys, they were gone in 2 weeks and I was so mad.
Yeah.
I didn't get more because the profit margin on those was huge, especially if you sell the products individually.
Well, and remember when you
So
do
smart.
order those 60% off to go under new and limited editions to get the right price.
Yeah, and
Then
they're definitely separate on the order sheet.
yes, and then wrapping things up, I just want to encourage everyone that we are in the thick of holiday selling season. It's not over. It's not really over till December, till you want it to be over. I mean, if you're in your office on December 24th, there'll be some desperate husbands.
Husbands, yes.
I
Can you
just
leave it in the
want,
bushes on my front porch?
yeah. And so I just want to encourage you to say to everyone, listen, if I can help you with your shopping, I might be able to save you some time and money. I have some great ideas, and I wrap and deliver. I shared Monday night that I went shopping with my mom for her family for Christmas, the kids and the men, and we buy everything at Bon Mar because they wrap. That's why she goes there. So offer your service this time, save people time and money, and they'll do business with you. And then presentation's everything. So make it good. They'll come back, right? They'll come back next year.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
know,
my cellar water.
they're darling and easy. One piece of tape. Okay, well, thanks, Ash, for letting us chat with you today. And see you later, everybody.
Love
Thanks
you,
for
Mom.
tuning in. Love you. Bye. Oh, this is the awkward part, Ash. I can't see turn off the recording. Because hold on. I need my glasses. I'm so vain.